Student, I think that all of you in a pink of your health in your house in a lockdown period. Today we are going to start our poem A Tiger in the Zoo by Leslie Norris. That is the third poem in your book First Five. Today we are going to start that particular poem. Okay, before that going to the poem, I want to say something about that. In this particular poem, the poet wants to depict the condition of the tiger when the tiger is confined or imprisoned in the cage, and how the tiger behaves in compared to how the tiger when he is free and he is roaming in the natural habitat. That is the difference or the contrast between the two, when the tiger is in the zoo and when the tiger is in his natural habitat. The poet has depicted that particular thing, the behavior, the activities of the tiger in a different situation. One by one the poet gives that when the tiger is in the zoo, what is the condition of that, the tiger, and similarly we also see that how the tiger is there when the tiger is roaming in the natural habitat, that is in the forest. Okay, now that one by one that I will give you the different type of meaning, and the first stanza we want to give a vivid that description of that and including all type of thing. As you know that in this poem the poet want to say that everybody want to get the freedom. The freedom is a natural thing for every human beings and the animals and the birds, everyone want to get the freedom. Here we see that it is the cruel thing of the human being, how you confine, how you imprison the animal in the cage, and what is their condition, that is being also described here. And this is the story about the tiger that who is in the zoo and how it behaves in a different places, that is being described in that particular poem. I want to describe about the first stanza. This is the first stanza, it is written there, first, second, third, fourth line. You see that one by one we want to do that to describe that. He saw in his vivid stride the few steps of his case on pads of velvet white in this quiet place. He means the tiger. It is a one type of personification because he means the poet has not used it. Instead of that, the poet has used he. He means that is a tiger, as if the tiger has also having that type of feeling just like that the human being, and it is also one type of personification. He stopped in his vivid stride. He stopped. What do you mean by stop? Stop means to walk quietly. That is called as stop. In his vivid stride, vivid means it is very bright and clear. That is called vivid. Stride. Stride, all of you know that it is the physical description, the appearance of the tiger. The tiger has a stripe, that yellow and the black. That is a stripe is also there, and it is very clear and it is very bright. That is called as vivid. Okay. Now the few step of his case. Why that use that the few step? Few step means the tiger is also confined in a cage, imprisoned in a cage, and there is a limited space is there in that particular cage. So that's why the few step of his cage on pad of velvet white. Okay, pad, you know, that is the paw of the animal. It is very soft. That is called pad of velvet. Velvet is a very soft substance. That is called velvet, and white. You see that the white in his white face, the on pad of his velvet white. That means when the tiger is roaming or moving in a very short space, in a limited space in a cage, that it is very quiet because there is no sound because of the soft pad which is just compared to the velvet. It is also a one type of metaphor, you can say. Metaphor, you know that it is also a figure of speech which is used that it is a comparison, but metaphor is an indirect comparison. That's why pad of velvet white in his white face. This particular thing I want to say, white face, that is an oxymoron. What do you mean by oxymoron? Oxymoron, it is a figure of speech where the two contradictory things that is used side by side, that is called white face. One example I want to say you, suppose that cold sun. How the sun can be cold? So these two content, cold and sun, it is a two contradictory, two opposing what which is being there. It is white there, that is also oxymoron. The white and race. Race means anger. So anger and this white, these are the two different type of, it is a contradictory word that is being used here. The tiger is in his quiet place because the tiger is undone. The tiger could not do any type of thing because it is confined, it is imprisoned in the cage. Even if that the tiger is very angry, but there is nothing to do because he is undone. He is there in the confined in the cage, nothing to do. Even if that he is angry, as you know, the tiger is a wild animal and very ferocious and very angry. But that anger could not do anything to the tiger. So that's why the tiger is in a quiet race. Quiet race, that is an oxymoron. That is just the contradictory opposing word. Quiet and race. Race means anger. That is being used there. So this is the first stanza. And if you want to say about that, what is this particular thing, that rhyming scheme or that is stripe, as you see stripe case, suppose it is A, case it is suppose B, quiet it is suppose C, raise and case that is suppose B. So A, you see, suppose it is A, B, C, B. This is the rhyming scheme, because sometimes the question also came, how you can say the rhyming scheme of that particular stanza. It is also very easy, you can easily see, and you can also compare with the different type of words which rhymes with each other, A, B, C, B. So A, B, C, B, that is the rhyming scheme. And so all type of that the literary devices, personification, stop with this little stripe, that is S and S, this one, that is the consonantal sound in the beginning when it is pronounced, and when it is used there in a successive word, that is called as alliteration. So S and this particular sound, the consonantal sound in the beginning, that is used, that you can say it is also one type of, it is an alliteration. A few step of this case, the bed, this is also, I already told you that it is also a metaphor, because it is also a comparison, and this comparison is a indirect comparison. Okay, that's why it is a metaphor. I think that you know the difference between simile and metaphor. Simile is a direct comparison and metaphor is the indirect comparison. And that's why the metaphor sometimes it is called as implied simile. Okay, in his quiet days. And another thing I already told you, another figure of speech which is also, or you can say the literary device which is used there, that is called oxymoron. So oxymoron, O-X-Y-M-O-R-O-N. So this is the first stanza of this poem, and next time that will start the second stanza, and I give you more thing about that. But the main message that the poet, that Naslin Ellis want to say, that in this poem nobody want to get confinement, or it is the contrast between the freedom and the captivity. How the tiger is in a captive position that in the cage, and how that the tiger would move or can roam in a natural habitat, that is being described in the another stanza. The poet has given the different type of contrasting situation. One is, what is the condition of the tiger in the zoo? Second one, what is the condition if the tiger had been there in the natural habitat, then what it would be? That is being described. So this is a contrasting situation that the poet has been here used in the tiger in the zoo. Thank you. Next day we will start.